The Crash Course Live is presented by Smash It Demolition Derbies and the 2016 Bash for Cash. Demo Derby Masters. Winter Slam 2016. Ultimate Derby and Blizzard Bash and Capital City Carnage. Sciapa Racing and SciapaRacing.com. Reckless Abandon Derby Apparel at RecklessAbandonGear.com. And Derby Inc. Magazine. Live it, breathe it, be it, Derby Inc. This is the Crash Course Demolition Derby podcast, recorded live at the FingerLakes1.com studios in downtown Seneca Falls, New York. And now your host, Chris Marquardt.
Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome everybody to Crash Course New Year's. Thanks a lot to everybody that's joining us online at home. Just a couple quick orders of business before we get everything going. As you can see, the cash bar is open. That's going to go until 8. Then once we get through with that, at 8 o'clock, it'll turn into the open bar, which runs until midnight. And then we're going to be here for cash bar until I think 2 after that. Buoys is going to be open down the way. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming here. This has been a remarkable year for Crash Course. And to have this many bodies and this many states represented in New York, a lot of you guys making your first trips to New York is awesome, and I appreciate you guys coming and being a part of that with us. We're going to be doing our year-end awards here momentarily. You see the door prize table over there. There's a bumper on that side of the room that is also one of the door prizes. I've got the keys to 2 of the vehicles with me right now. The first vehicle that's going to be raffled off is the door prize, which could be a white or a blue or a yellow ticket because we've gone through all of them. So you could have any number of combinations of colors for that. This is only our second year, and we sold the place out. The food flow is going to be in another room. There wasn't a place to set the buffet up in here. So you're going to have to leave this room, go to another room, get your food, and come back. So if you spill, just do it outside of this room because then I don't have to worry about the cleanup. I talked to Josh a few minutes ago. Josh is he's feeling a little down right now. He hasn't had to sign any autographs yet. So if anybody sees him, feel free to ask, for that autograph. It'll pick him up a little bit because he's having a rough night so far. People they're not warming up to him the way that he thought that they were going to. Josh Sherman. Josh Sherman is who you're looking for. A couple orders of business also. There's going to be a swap meet at Paradise Speedway, March the 4th. It's going from 9 to 3. Catskill Fabrication is going to be there. R&R, which is Rick Clark. CJ Coors. There's no charge to come, buy, sell, get on the grounds, anything. The Fall Cleanup Derby is going to be September the 30th at the Paradise Speedway in Geneva. Trying to remember all the vendors that helped make this show possible. We've got DMM Motorsports donating the cradle, which is being raffled off over here at the table, $20 a shot. Ed Brewster, he could not make it up here from down in Midlothian, Virginia. He's the guy that does the RC Derbies. He sent up a coupon for a free body, which is on the door prize table, and he's also doing a raffle up here for a complete Demolition Derby, RC Demolition Derby kit, and that's only $5 a shot. Of course, we've got the Chrysler, the Aaron Bunts, so graciously put together, and is going to be raffling that off here through the course of the night. There's 3 different price points for that. It's $20 for a solo. It's 3 for $50, or you can get 10 for $100. We're going to be doing a 50-50 a little bit later on. In terms of Demolition Derbies next year, we're already booked to go to Winter Slam. There's some discussion about trying to make a trip to Florida already. A lot of the shows that we were at last year, we're going to be doing again this year. There's some new stuff coming that we can't talk about because it's not finalized. We had a quick talk with John King. Looks like we're going to be back at Wheel Days, which is going to be excellent. We're looking forward to that. We've also already begun booking derbies in 2018, which I never thought when we started Crash Course that would be happening. But nonetheless, we're already just about full for 2017 and booking out into 2018. Todd Height, he asked if I would make mention of him tonight because he can't be here. Todd has had an awful run of luck with a leg and his knee. He blew it out. He had to have a cadaver tendon put in. The cadaver tendon didn't take. It fell out. Basically, he has some screws holding the rest of his leg together. Those, in turn, backed out. So he's had his leg opened up basically from the top of his thigh all the way down to his ankle. And that's kept him from being here with us tonight. But he did want to make sure that everybody knew that he was thinking of them and he wanted to be here. The final big announcement that we have that I'm really looking forward to is we have entered into a marketing partnership with Big Rock Derby Products. So Big Rock Derby Products is going to be one of the official crash course approved or preferred vendor, so to say, for the crash course going through the 2017 year, which is a big step for us. We've worked a lot with Big Rock in the years past. We had Dave from Big Rock on the show last week, and I believe coming up Monday we're going to have Brian Nearett on the show on Monday's edition, which is right around the corner. We got to get everything finalized for that, but very excited to have Big Rock on board for the duration of 2017. You're going to be hearing more about him, more about his products, and basically everything that they offer. They do engine cradles, they have the extreme cradle, they've got transmission braces, they make pedals and all that other cool stuff, but also they're making rear ends, which we were talking about the Dana 60 on the show the other night. This is coming in conjunction with Ryan Ostrander with Catskill Fabrication Performance, who's been with us since the get-go. I can't say enough about Ryan. Ryan's here tonight. He gave a bunch of the parts that you see in the raffle car outside. He's got a table set up in the back. Ryan's been a huge asset to have in the Crash Course Corner. So we really appreciate those guys believing in what we do and helping us move forward through the course of 2017 as we get ready for that. Year-end awards, we've got about 15 of them to give away. We're going to rattle off pretty quick, and then we'll get into serving dinner. It's not the sheet that I needed. The first awards that we're giving out our annual Hard Luck Awards. These go to drivers. But basically, to give you the background, if you're not familiar with what they're not huge, they're not overstated or anything like that, so they're not going to take up a lot of space, but they're just a crystal award. They're engraved, and these are for the first ones. Basically, in order to be qualified, we have to see you run. In years past, it used to be that you had to have an in-car camera, but now we've done so much stuff with live. I haven't done a DVD in almost a year, so we had to find new criteria for that. So we had to have seen you run at least one time in order to be eligible for one of the year-end awards, and we saw a lot of cars get wrecked this year. I was trying to do the math on it. It was somewhere around, it was probably close to 2,000 cars through the course of the year, because now you can multi-purpose a car and run it 3 or 4 times. Hard Luck Award, this goes to drivers who obviously they had a tough break in one way, shape, or form. We've got it for full-size and compact drivers in this category. The compact award winner for Hard Luck is Brian Leonard. Brian had a bad year. In terms of, I'm going to make him walk, just so everybody can see the limp that he's been dealing with. He messed up his hand, he messed up his leg, but nonetheless, he's been out there trying to run hard and drive hard, and he never gave up. So we appreciate the effort there. Congratulations.
Thanks,
there you go. On the full-size side, there's a lot of drivers that could get the Hard Luck Award. It was just if you just look at Blizzard Bash alone, we were out there, so many guys that were turning drive shafts into bananas and getting bad breaks. But there was one guy that had worse luck than everybody else this year, driving the full-size division, Tom Dowd, who had awful luck all year. I don't even know if he's here. I didn't see him back there because he wasn't sitting on any phone books. Tommy broke axles a ton of times. He had bad luck. He ended up finishing third a ton of times in events that were pretty much sure wins. So definitely drew the short straw a bunch of times. Well deserved. Probably don't want it, but well deserved. Top Newcomer Award. Top Newcomer Award is kind of like Rookie of the Year, but it's hard to identify a rookie in Demolition Derby because you don't know how long they've been driving and what necessarily the backstory is. But this might be somebody that we've seen run for the first time and left an impression on us. Again, we've got it for full-size and compact division. In the compact division, this was this driver's first Derby. And on the first hit, they lost steering. And they proceeded to win the Derby in a driving clinic. It was awesome. It was down at the Hartford Fair. Top Newcomer Award goes to Jerza Sherman. And that was a very, very hard one to pick because there was a ton of talent in that. Driving for the first time that we've seen all of them. Bugs Gully, there was a lot of talk about her getting that one too. Top newcomer for the full-size division. This guy drove cars, he drove trucks, he drove all over the place, and a couple times he got ran over, and a couple times he certainly held his own, but nonetheless he's been bitten fully by the Derby bug, and he's already gearing up for 2017, which is good to hear. Anthony Curtis, top newcomer. Congratulations. You bet. You bet. Most improved. This is somebody who's taken a big step from where they were to where they're at now. It's pretty self-explanatory. Again, it's a hard one to identify because you see so many drivers through the, I mean, we've been in Ohio, Minnesota, Utah twice, Kansas, Virginia a couple times, and it was Virginia where we actually came across the guy that had shown the most market improvement. The full-size winner is Matthew Kingery. He couldn't make it up tonight. He's not still down in Virginia. I believe he's tuning in watching from home. But Matthew did a remarkable job building his and competing in Woodstock, Virginia, at the Shenandoah County Fair, and also at the Chaos in the Valley show. He ended up third in that one, and he had to hold his own because it was 2-on-1 with some of the Klein clan that was just running over the top of him. But nonetheless, he kept fighting, and if he could have got himself freed, I think he probably would have had more for him. But he's running in a very, very difficult atmosphere down there in Woodstock. So to come up with that third place finish and have the runs that he did was pretty remarkable. In terms of the compact side, this guy, he ventured into some real deep water. He got out of his home area of Malone and went to Bash for Cash and was a factor, qualified for the feature. I thought that was pretty impressive. Travis Charleston. Travis, he's home with his kids right now and couldn't make the trip out, but we do have his hardware. We'll be sending that up to him. Now we're getting into the awards that are really entertaining. These guys, this is the Showman Award. Goes to a driver who basically throws caution to the wind, doesn't care about the trophies, doesn't care about the awards, doesn't care about anything besides putting on a show. And that, at the root of what Demolition Derby is what we like to go see. We like it when somebody's throwing haymakers and just junking stuff left and right. And these guys did that every time we saw them. The first one, compact, that's not the compact award. This one is. Compact Showman of the Year, Sean McLean. Congratulations. And the full-size side, we had plenty of opportunities to see this driver drive because I think he did something like 45 derbies, and he was all over the United States from his home area in Canada. It was almost a unanimous decision. There really wasn't a whole lot of other names that came up. Full-size Showman of the Year, Ron McClung. Oh, I know. We joked the other day on the podcast he only had like 7 trophies. He was quick to message me that he has like 300. This is the Driver of the Year award. This is to the most pure form of driving. Not so much sandbagging, but somebody who can drive aggressive and still be there at the end. And we saw a lot of that this year. We saw a lot of cars that were twisted inside out, and they had no business still running. But nonetheless, those guys still had those things running and moving, and they were finishing strong. The driver on the compact side, he like Travis Charleston, ventured into some deeper water. We saw him run at Broome County, saw him run at Wheel Days. He won Kings of Old School, but he also jumped over the border and competed in the Fall Brawl up in Canada. Did an awesome job up there. Compact Driver of the Year, Andy Vona. Andy knew we were talking about him because he stood up just as I started. He didn't even know this was good. Congratulations. Full-size side, unfortunately, Mike Klinger's not here tonight, but Mike Klinger getting full-size Driver of the Year. You guys all know who Mike Klinger is. I don't know what else to say about him that hasn't already been said. He won Caledonia. He drove the wheels off that car when we were down at the Fall Brawl in Stoneboro. Fantastic driver, and he is always there at the end. And he was picking fights left and right, and then the fights were coming to him when we saw him at Chaos in the Valley. Mike Klinger is the full-size Showman of the Year, or Driver of the Year, sorry, Driver of the Year. This award we started last year. It's the Newsmaker Award. Basically, what was the biggest news item through the course of the year? What was the most interesting story? And this one, we found this early in the year. We found this really early. We came across a driver who was so confident in his abilities that he booked a family trip to Disney that he couldn't pay for. He had to win Bash for Cash in order to do it, and he did. He went out and he won Bash for Cash, won $10,000 at the compact division, And we've been talking about that all year. David Tillery wins the Smashed Empire Films Newsmaker Award. Congratulations. These two awards are dedication to Demolition Derby. There's a lot of folks. This one was started last year, and there's two folks that came to mind, and I couldn't really figure out which way to do it best. And Josh said, just give it to both of them. So we did. The first driver that gets the dedication to Derby, he had a baby recently. I met him years and years ago when we were building model cars together, and he was a kid. And now he's got a kid, which was really made me feel old. But he won his first Derby. He's been sticking with it. This kid has had nothing but adversity in his life, front to back, and he finally broke through for a win with one of the Derby Dog events with Jeremy Hayduke out in Ohio. And wanted to recognize him. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here tonight, but that was Shay Sane. Compact dedication to Derby. On the full-size side, we all know about the Filippo Smash and how much Jeremy Gully has done for us as a whole, as a community in the Northeast and Demolition Derby, all over the place. He was one of the first tickets that were sold for this party, and it's with great honor to give Jeremy Gully this award. You're the man, Gully. Sure. You bet. You bet. This was the first award that we gave out, was the Made Junk Got Famous award. This was somebody that we hadn't heard about, that we'd never seen, that we didn't know, but they went out there and they just turned stuff inside out like crazy, and everybody was talking about it after the Derby. It wasn't just us. These are guys that left an impression not only on us as a show, but the cast members as drivers, and of course the fans all over the place. And we had to give away two of them this year because it was a team, and we couldn't really decide which one of them drove harder or drove better. But there's this team that had lightning bolts all over their cars when we got out there to Utah, Team Thunderstruck, Robbie Layton and Brad Bowman, and they promised that they were going to put on a show, and they did. They did so much that now May Mania has a Team Thunderstruck Heavy Hitter Award named in their honor, and they give away $5,000 to the winning team of that award, which is pretty impressive. Then those guys turned around, and they said that they were going to have the loudest, baddest motors anybody's ever seen or heard about at Blizzard Bash. And they made pretty good on that, too, with those loud motors and the Cadillacs, and that was their first ever trip to Blizzard Bash. Those guys, unfortunately, they couldn't make the trip in from Ohio, but we do have hardware for both of them. Brad Bowman and... totally blank there. Robbie Layton. For the Made Junk Got Famous Award. And the last one, this is the one that was also one of the first ones we gave out. This was the hit of the year. This is the one that at the end of it, everybody remembered it. I was campaigning very hard for Bernard Huxley to get this from his hit at Wheel Days, or at San Filippo, when it was Wheel Days, wasn't it? It was Wheel Days. He flipped the car over, and this is a compact. Low sitting to the ground, everything, so it's kind of hard to do it in one fell swoop. Hit him in the passenger doors, and the thing just rolled right over. It was gone. And but then we went to Blizzard Bash, and we saw Colton Newhoff and full track Jason Dials in the right rear corner, and it sent Jason Dials' hands out the front windshield past the stacks, and it looked like he was still holding onto the steering wheel. He went for a ride. He bounced his forehead off the dash bar. So Colton Newhoffen from Minnesota, he's also not with us tonight, but he's going to come away with the Smashed Empire Films Hit of the Year Award for 2016. We've got all sorts of apparel and stuff over here. I forgot. Nick King. Andy Vona, this bumper up here was sent for you. That's a donation from Nick King. He's involved with Bash for Cash and builds compacts out there, and he wanted to do something to give back to the podcast because he couldn't get here. He wanted to do something, and he sent that bumper up for you as winner of Compact Driver of the Year. So that bumper's got to go home with you. Get it out of the way for some of your trips. But like I was saying, the car raffles are still going. The cradle raffles are still going. We've got apparel over here. The cash bar is going to be back there for another few minutes. Dinner is going to be served in just about 5 or 6 minutes. And that's going to do it. And now Josh is up here. I told him about the autographs already.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, 1 second. Chris, you talking now? Well, do you want me to Thank you. Okay, real quick, because he won't ever take we all know how Chris is. He won't even take applause for himself. I'm going to have to force it down his throat. But I just want to say, we've been together almost 4 years, right? It's been 4 years, we're on our 5th year. And it's been a long time. But I still remember the very first podcast Chris and I ever did together. And I was lucky enough to be on the first one. And as soon as that was done, like as soon as he hit the over with, he looked right at Brian. He said, "Brian, do you want to come next week?" And before Brian could say anything, I jumped right in and I said, "I'll be here." And Chris said, "Okay, do you want to come?" And I said, "Yes." And I was stuck from that day, because that day, as a driver, as all of us are, I knew Chris was on to something. And Chris has been kicking ass since that day. And I want to say thank you, because I feel that we're a family. Chris, me, Ben, Brian, we've become really a family. And whether you're here sitting or you're at home watching right now, you are a family to us. You've supported us. We really, really love you guys for that. You've totally changed our lives, and I think we've been turning Derby, really taking it to the next level. And this guy, he works his ass off. I don't think people see how many days a week, how many hours a week, how much. I mean, he's doing roof signs, decals, he's making shirts. He's setting up derbies we're going to. And let's be honest, when we go to derbies, Ben, Brian, and I, we just go do whatever we want. We go look at cars, we go on inspection line. This man sits in front of the computer the entire night, from when we get there till we're done. That's how much love he has for the sport. And what I would like us to do, because he does love it so much, I want to give him a huge round of applause. I'd like us all to raise our drinks. Who's got a drink in front of him? And if you don't, you need to get one quickly. Let's all cheers to the guy that has totally taken this sport to the next level, and I know this man is going to take us even higher. So let's all cheers to Chris Marquardt. Salute. Okay, I got one more guy. I know I got one more thing. Gully's got to come up here. He's sabotaging the mic too, and then we'll get to eating. You're the man, Marquardt. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Oh, man. You got to put this on.
All right, I'm not going to take too much time, but I would like to say thanks to the support that we've gotten for the San Filippo Smash. We had somewhere close to 160 cars, 170 cars. Completely a benefit derby. For those of you who don't know about it, it was my wife and my idea to raise money for a foundation, San Filippo Foundation, Team San Filippo, to help in the research and the cure of mucopolysaccharidosis, which is what our son has. And I wouldn't have been able to do it without 3 guys, and that's Josh Buell, Josh Decker, and Chris Marquardt's help. Come on, Josh, you ain't exempt from this. Yeah, come on. Come on, Redbeard. You can bring your Keystone with you. So my wife and I wanted to show a little bit of an appreciation. We got each one of these fellas a gift, and we'd like to present it to them today. It's a midget hooker. It's just a sign, or a picture frame rather, with an inscription on it and some pictures from the San Filippo Smash. And it says, "Life, it's not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away." And I want to give this, each one of the signs are a little different. I want to give them to the guys in appreciation for helping me put that on. Thank you. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Bob. Chris. Thanks, buddy. Here, you can have this one.
Yeah, it will be. Will be. Well, I appreciate everybody's attention, and you probably heard enough of me talking. We're gonna go have a good time. I wish everybody Happy New Year. Thank you again so much for coming and being part of us, and I want to second everything that Josh said. We do count every one of you as family. You know, we were told one time that you don't do business with friends, and we try to make friends first, and then we'll worry about the business stuff afterwards. So again, thank you. I appreciate you coming. So glad you're here. Enjoy your night. Bar's open, and we'll be serving food here momentarily. Thanks again.